Okay, so right now I am editing the current state of The Sketch of Sam Monroe, which is a story on my website, my WordPress website, The Fractal Journal. The Sketch of Sam Monroe is kind of a psychedelic thriller, and it's only psychedelic tertiarily so. I choose to still ascribe that label to it somewhat because the ramblings of Terence McKenna and Alan Watts, as well as a lot of stuff that Michael Crichton described in his autobiographical work Travels, are sort of what I draw upon and marry it to jungle exploration, etc. Now, why don't I do this? And what is the purpose of this video? It's to explain sort of the genre a little bit better. I'm not really super hippity-dippity pro-drug. I'm not really against it either. I think it's something that has a place and setting, as Terence McKenna says, and I don't want to dictate things that to anybody, because all of these things are for every individual to figure out. That being said, what I write, what I'm primarily interested in, is frontier fiction. And with sort of globalization and technology, frontiers are disappearing. Yes, we have the depths of the ocean and space. And so that's a lot less classic, perhaps not the ocean so much, but that's a lot less classic than the jungle. And I thought a return to the jungle would be fitting because it's just one of my favorite scenes, and it's just so romantically frontier and adventurous and exploration oriented. So the other aspect of the psychedelic and how that plays into it is that that's unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on your point of view, another last frontier, the human mind. And I suppose that psychedelics can be a vehicle to exploration. But I feel that this is why I also wanted to make this video, that this frontier of the human mind, the vehicles, you don't necessarily even need the psychedelics. For instance, reading is a psychedelic experience. I know this is getting very PBS, but I feel it's important to say. And even on Joe Rogan, who's a big proponent of this sort of thing, he's talked about a woman that said, well, I do yoga, and I feel that yoga is a more legitimate way to access that because you're not taking these shortcuts. But then, of course, there's some religious people, like some of my friends, who view yoga as kind of a pagan, wicked, evil practice that makes you commune with spirits, which I don't buy into. I think that, God made the physical bodies if you're of that persuasion, and it just depends on your intent when you're doing it. But anyway, that's digressing into the minutiae and people's worldviews and my own views, and that's not the point. The point is that you can just sit and look at the sky at night, and that can be the vehicle to the frontiers of your mind. And if the number one thing is consistency and attentiveness, because you don't know who you are. And I'm not saying that to depersonalize anybody, but I'm saying that you are this crazy being, this crazy entity that exists across time and remembers itself across time and remembers other beings and events happening around those beings. And so when you put all of that together, man, is that ever friggin' crazy. And that is a frontier in and of itself. And so frontier fiction, which, it's really kind of cheesy to make up new sort of genres, but that's what I feel like I do, and I felt it important to put out there as a thought. So hey, thanks so much for listening. If you like what you're seeing, go ahead and subscribe on this channel, which is Mellow Mission Productions, and I'm probably going to just change the name to The Fractal Journal and delete the old official Fractal Journal channel because it's defunct. And also I have my Alex Weir channel where I post music and more informal stuff. So subscribe to either of those two channels on YouTube. BitChute is associated with my account on YouTube for the Mellow Mission thing. So if you're of that persuasion, go ahead and head on over there, hit the like button if you like what you're seeing, and always feel free to comment. Take care, everybody.